Hey, what's up? I'm Liz, this Blitzy DIY, and today I'm going to be taking a look at creating a file history drive in Windows 10 from scratch. Now, you're probably thinking, that's really boring. And it is, but your data on your computer is probably your most important asset as far as technology goes. And I posted an article for one of the lunch breaks this week about how cybersecurity right now is just basically the worst. And it's not going to get better for a while. That's what the experts are saying, which is super comforting. And one of the things that can happen is ransomware, where someone can hack into your computer, take control of it by locking all of your files down, and then you have to pay them to get your files back. And the reason why it's so successful is people don't flippin' back up their data. And I think it's not that people don't want to, it's that it seems really complicated and it seems really like annoying, and it just seems like a lot of like stuff to do. So I kind of want to make this video just to show how it's pretty easy to do, and once you have it set up, like, it's very simple. It's plug and play. You just plug in your drive, it backs it up, and you're done. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, aside from the ransomware, which, I mean, let's be honest, the chances of that happening, unless something heinous happens on the network, are kind of slim. Just hardware failure is a real thing, and anything from older hardware to a power surge, or even just a hard drive saying, I'm done, sorry, bye. And if you have no backup, that data's gone. Back up your data. And we're gonna do that today. And the drive I've chosen to back up is a new one. It was just released pretty recently by Western Digital. So why I chose this drive, other than the fact that it's Western Digital, it's one of their My Passport branded ones, which I've had good luck with as an external, as a media scratch. It is USB 3.0, so you get the speeds. The My Passport ones are slim and they don't require external power, so it makes it a little bit easier to cable manage, and this one is 4 terabytes. Let's jump into the actual process. So we're gonna connect up the drive through the cable. I recognize it right away. It even knows it's a passport. I'm not gonna use the built-in Western Digital apps. I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way. What I am gonna do, though, just in case I change my mind, I'm gonna make a folder called WD bloat. I mean, I'm sure their tools are really handy, but I want to do this just with the Windows tools. Maybe I'll change my mind after, but... And because of that, I'm saving this stuff, because I'm gonna initialize the drive. And how we do that, if you watched my boot drive migration, then we looked into this a little bit. What you do is you select your drive, and then you'll see these tabs up here. You click Manage Drive Tools. It'll probably be green. I think that's pretty default. And then you're gonna hit Format. NTFS. Yes, that's what we want if you're doing Windows. Sputnik. I'm gonna call it Sputnik. I don't know why. It's start. Warning. Okay. Go here to notifications, so then you can get to all settings, and then update and security, backup, go backup and restore Windows 7, and they're calling it Windows 7 because they consider this to be like legacy mode, but notice they haven't come up with anything better. So I used to have a drive called Goliath. I still have it, but I haven't used it in a while. Yikes, don't live like me. So we're gonna click Options, and we're gonna change backup settings. And we're gonna select Sputnik, and then Next. And I have Let Me Choose, because I'm a control freak with my computer. And I wanna make sure everything's selected. Everything. And then include a system image of drives. Yes. And then Next. And then this gives you kind of a summary, which is nice. It tells you what drive you're using and then everything you're saving. And so you should see all your drives and also image. And then you can also set up a schedule. This schedule works for me at the moment. So now we're gonna save settings and run backup. Huh. All right, and then we see we've changed over to Sputnik. The backup's in progress, which is pretty cool. I'm actually gonna time this to see how long this takes, because this is a pretty big backup we're about to run. So I'm just curious also how the drive performs too. So be back in a bit. Okay, it's a couple days later now, and I'm happy to report that Sputnik, the new system backup drive / image drive for Reptar, is fully functional, fully working properly. As you can see, the full backup size now is 714.98 gigabyte. I've since changed the settings to backup every day at 2 a.m. and I ran it for a couple days just to see, like, make sure I had no problems, and it's been running super smoothly. There have been no issues, and I've also been creating a new system image with each time too. It's not taking nearly as long as that first initial backup, which looked like the image took like over an hour to create. I don't know if maybe that was the first initial image, maybe that's why it took so long, but yeah, it's been going super smooth. Like, and now I kind of want to talk about the errors that came up, because I think I've kind of figured out what may have caused them. If we look here, I was able to get the error log up, and it's backup encountered a problem while backing up, and then you see that it's all G. And as if you watched my data migration video way back when the channel was just a little infant, this used to be my boot drive. Now there may still be some metadata on this drive that I'm not aware of that is telling it basically that these files, which if you notice are all user files in the folders, like videos, pictures, documents, pictures, it may be telling it, there may be some metadata saying that those files are located there, and they're not anymore. Like if you open up Scratch, you see there, they're all project files for Premiere and stuff. So that's what those errors are. Now, the one thing that we're gonna look up right now is this error code right here, which I got the first time I backed up. Notice this is the log for that first initial back. Okay, so it's not a bad issue, and that code is connected to these messages saying that G users blah 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 are not there. So basically it's just a bad linking of files, which I think is from when I migrated my data, because there's always a risk when you're moving your system image to another disk. There might be some stuff that's left behind, or I still have the files, but I think there's just some like little bits of data saying that they're supposed to be there. And also, where I had a previous disk for system backup, Windows may actually be referring to what the files that it used to back up as to say that they're supposed to be there, and they're not anymore. So that may also be a thing too. But basically, the resolution are to move the library folders, or just skip them. Yeah, exclude the folders from the files backup, or move the library folder user path. So that's it. I'm not gonna worry about it, 'cause I know I have the files. They're just at a different spot. So at the end of the day, not a huge deal. Okay, so this has been how to create a backup and restore disk in Windows 10. You really, these days, can't be without a backup disk for your computer. You don't want to be in a situation where you lose all your files, especially with everything we do on the computer now with, banking, even your taxes or your music files, your video files, personal projects, everything like that. Losing that is just a pain, and also just really upsetting because it's gone. When data's gone, it's gone. So I highly recommend that everyone create a backup and restore disk for their computer, even if they're just kind of a general user of like a laptop with a couple of like Word docs, stuff like that. It's not as challenging as it used to be back in the day, so it's pretty much walked you through exactly how to do it, and I think everyone should do it and needs to do it these days. So with that, that's been another episode of Blitzay DIY. If you liked it, toss me a like. If you hated it, toss me a thumbs down. Leave your questions and comments below. Like me on Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram for all the behind-the-scenes nonsense. And until next time, this has been Blitz City DIY.